FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
Well, okay, so I have an interesting story with Hollywood. I just came back from Hollywood 2 weeks ago where I went to my first Hollywood party, and I think they thought I was the kid from Slumdog Millionaire. And everyone gave me like 2 double looks, and then they figured out I wasn't him, and then no one talked to me, which was interesting. But to bounce off of Reza's point, I think you have to realize both in New York in the theater world and in Hollywood, the movie world, the color that ultimately matters is green. And what they want to see is how can we market and sell your product. Now, the thing is this, if I may be blunt, at Commonwealth, some of us who are considered ethnic, it's a code word for not white. Okay, and mainstream is a code word for white. Okay, so sometimes Hollywood has said to me, and some other people here, how can your very ethnic story be, relatable to the mainstream audience? Translation, you have brown people in your play. White person in Midwest might be terrified by brown people. And so that's something that my white, that's something that my white artists, friends, filmmakers never, ever get asked, ever. Even though we live in a globalized world. It's interesting. And so sometimes you need like someone like Zoe, like I call her like the daywalker, Blade, the one who works like, because sometimes I feel like you need someone like a translator, right? Like our stories need someone we need a filter to translate it. So a story about that is a producer in Hollywood loved the play, a white guy, really nice, and I think it's not born from malice. I think it's cultural ignorance, which hopefully we could talk about later. It's not malice or racism. I think it's just cultural ignorance, and he says, hey, I love the play. Who are we gonna cast as the Pakistani immigrant father? And I'm like, I don't know, how about a Pakistani actor? He goes, I have an idea. I'm like, who's your idea? Ted Danson. And so I started laughing, and I'm like, that's hilarious. And there was silence on the phone line, right? And his reasoning was, he goes, America likes Ted Danson. He's safe. And I said, you can cast Ted Danson when I could get cast as Abraham Lincoln. But that's a different conversation altogether.
Well, I think, this has happened with other ethnic groups,
of course,
where, Chinese people are suddenly David
Everyone.
Carradine or, it's not uncommon,
We're not unique.
I think.
To this.
Exactly.
You're
I
not
think
unique as a minority.
Right.